like you. I like sex. It's nice.
In 2006, Borat became one of the biggest surprises in the movie world. Made on a relatively small budget, the film follows a Kazakh journalist traveling to the US to make a documentary about the greatest country in the world, but ends up falling in love with Pamela Anderson instead. It grossed over $250 million and won Sacha Baron Cohen a Golden Globe. Critics loved it. Some outlets even called it one of the best films of the 2000s. Celebrities from Johnny Depp to James Cameron praised it, but the movie also stirred up a storm of controversy. Over 10 different lawsuits were filed against Cohen, and multiple countries banned the film entirely. So how did a movie with no real script filmed on the fly cause such a massive cultural moment? Cohen's comedy career actually started long before Borat. In the mid-90s, he was part of a popular British sketch show, yes, Sacha's British, Try to Cope, where he created oddball characters like a clueless Moldovan journalist named Alex Krickler, who awkwardly explored life in the West.
Realized that this was a way of getting people to reveal stuff that they normally would never say on television. Because they felt, oh, this is in going out in Moldova. Who cares? I'll say it.
His breakout character back then was Ali G, a ridiculously clueless wannabe rapper in yellow shades, always saying respect. Yeah, today it might seem kinda dumb, but back then it was a cultural reset. In early 2000s, Britain prank comedy wasn't really a thing. People were more into classic British humor. Think Monty Python or Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. Then along comes this dude in a red tracksuit and beanie bringing scientists and religious leaders to interviews just to ask if he himself is Homo sapien. Then clarifying, but me's not homo, innit? Ali G would interview real experts and throw totally insane questions at them. For British audiences, this was like a total system crash. You can still find compilations on YouTube, but two interviews really stand out. One with David and Victoria Beckham. Some jokes still hit the edge even today. And another with none other than Donald Trump. Yeah, that Trump. Back then he wasn't president, of course, but it's surreal to watch now.
What is the most popular thing in the world?
Music.
No.
Tell me.
Ice cream.
Credit where it's due, Trump figured out he was being trolled and walked out within 90 seconds. After Ali G exploded in the UK, American networks bought the show, and by the mid-2000s, Cohen had become a recognizable name in the US. Just to give you an idea, Ali G once gave a lecture at Harvard. In 2005, Cohen appeared on Conan O'Brien's show. Still no mention of Borat, though technically Borat had already popped up in a few Ali G segments. He just wasn't as famous as Ali G or Cohen's other character, Bruno, the flamboyant Austrian fashion reporter.
And I saying hi.
Saying hi from Daytona Beach, Florida.
To Austria Gay TV.
Say what? Austria Gay TV.
Let's just say, not everything aged well. If you want to see Cohen at his boldest, look up his Bruno interview segment. It's chaos. At the peak of Ali G's popularity, Cohen made a full-length film, Ali G in the House. But this time it was fully scripted. No real people, no surprise interviews, and that kind of missed the whole point of the character. It made decent money, but fans and critics were mostly disappointed. At some point, Sacha Baron Cohen realized something. He didn't need to make some big-budget Hollywood movie. All he had to do was take the style of his show, raw, chaotic, unscripted, and stretch it into a full-length film. That's how Borat was born. Sure, the movie had a plot. Borat travels across America to find and marry Pamela Anderson. But honestly, that storyline was just a thin excuse for the real heart of the film. Borat interacting with real people, totally unscripted. From frat boys and pastors to feminists and rodeo crowds, nobody knew what was coming. To many viewers, Borat looked like a messy, outrageous prank movie. Cohen's running around in public, fighting naked, making people uncomfortable, and doing stuff that would give even Saul Goodman a legal headache. But here's the thing, in those real conversations with unsuspecting Americans, the movie hits its deepest notes. It shows that a lot of the political correctness people talk about in America might only exist on the surface. Strip that away, and you hear what people really think when they believe no one's watching. Some people still see Cohen as just a goofy guy in a mustache, but the truth is he's one of the most committed performers out there. His ability to stay in character, no matter what chaos is happening around him, is insane. One critic even said he combines the skill of a serious actor with the fearlessness of a stuntman. Honestly, who else would walk into a tough neighborhood dressed like that and say half the things Borat says? Even during press tours, Cohen would show up on talk shows in character. No breaks. Total commitment. In fact, the only person in the entire movie, aside from Borat and his producer, who knew what was going on was Pamela Anderson. And even her scene didn't go as planned.
She told me one time, she goes, I'm going to show the movie to Kid Rock. I said, how did it go? And she said, we're getting divorced. And I went, ha ha. She said, no, we're actually getting divorced. She filed for divorce the next day and put reason for divorce. She wrote Borat.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the backlash. As soon as Borat dropped, Cohen was hit with every accusation in the book. Sexism, racism, homophobia, anti-Semitism. The last one's especially ironic considering, well, Cohen's Jewish. On top of lawsuits and criticism from various advocacy groups, Cohen's biggest beef was with an entire country, Kazakhstan. The Kazakh government seriously threatened to sue him over the way their country was portrayed in the film. Cohen, of course, responded in character, with a Borat-style video that only added fuel to the fire.
I have no connection with Mr. Cohen and fully support my government's decision to sue this Jew.
The film was banned in Kazakhstan, and for years the government pretended it didn't exist. But here's the twist. In 2012, Kazakhstan's foreign minister publicly admitted that Borat actually boosted global interest in the country. Tourist visa applications increased by 10 times after the film's release. In 2020, Kazakhstan took things full circle. They actually changed their tourism slogan to that iconic line from the film.
Very nice.
And that's the point. Borat was never really making fun of Kazakhstan. It was using the image of a clueless foreigner to expose how little many Americans actually know about the world, and how easily they'll believe anything when it's coming from someone they assume is harmless. Sure, the movie is packed with outrageous stunts, but if you look closer, you'll see something else. Some of the people Borat meets are kind, helpful, and genuinely try to assist him. It's not all ignorance and bigotry. There's nuance there, even in the chaos. Despite the lawsuits, bans, and outrage, Borat became a cultural phenomenon. It brought up real political and social issues, inspired a wave of imitators, and yeah, made people laugh with ridiculous toilet humor. And maybe that's why it's so surreal to see Sacha Baron Cohen in a normal interview, speaking in a perfect British accent about medieval drama and satire theory. And then remember, this is the same guy who once washed his face in a village bucket on camera. But after Borat's success, Cohen hit a rough patch. Most of his later comedy films didn't land the same. They felt more like attempts to recreate past glory than something fresh. He tried taking on more serious roles with directors like Tim Burton, Martin Scorsese, and Tom Hooper, but his dream project, a Freddie Mercury biopic, never happened. At least, not the version Cohen wanted to make. For a while, it seemed like Cohen's comedic peak, and maybe the peak of his cultural relevance, was back in 2006. To many, he'd always just be that guy from Borat. But in 2018, he made a major comeback. With Who is America? Cohen created a whole new set of characters and went right back to what he does best, trolling the American public.
This, guys, is going to be the world's largest mosque outside of the Middle East.
The show broke records on Showtime, and clips from it went insanely viral on YouTube. Every episode had shocking moments, but nothing topped the one with Congressman Jason Spencer.
America!
Just imagine this. An actual US congressman convinced that Cohen, playing an ex-Mossad agent, is teaching him self-defense techniques. Ends up doing things on camera that you honestly have to see to believe.
I'll touch you with my buttocks. Nigger! Nigger! Nigger!
That episode aired. Spencer resigned immediately afterward. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel. Bye.